Respect, not a genuine love, respect page. I truly appreciate the time to the genuine ones only. I truly appreciate the time. I hope your day's coming along well so far. Have a safe day, have a safe week. You know, sometimes in life, it's not about what you say. Sometimes it may not be how you say it. Like, for real, for real. But when you got malicious intentions and you have a motive as to what you're saying and you think it's funny, that energy hit different, especially when you have intentions. It's a difference. Like, people quick to play victim at the end of the day. When you had intentions, when you have intentions to do something, you had a motive. You was looking for a reaction. And because you was looking for the reaction, you didn't get that reaction at the end of the day. Now you're trying to fake gaslight people around you, within around you at the end of the day. It's instead of making someone feel like they're the problem at the end of the day. It be the mindset for me. How someone can sit here and manipulate your character so quick, play victim at the end of the day, but forget how it started. It didn't just start out of nowhere at the end of the day. It's always a cause and effect to something, right? That's what they said, right? But when you go looking for trouble at the end of the day, and you looking for a certain reaction, and you don't get that reaction, because at the end of the day, when you come across a real one at the end of the day, it's certain things a real one don't do. And that's somebody playing with their time. And they ain't got to put their hands on you to prove a point in the day or go back and forth with you words. Are you serious? It's the mindset for me. So when it becomes the joke within the joke, and the laugh becomes the joke within your joke, what was really funny at the end of the day, when you had intentions behind that joke, it's not what you say. It's not how you say it. It's when you have a motive behind what you're saying. It's two different things. And it's not the healthy way, especially when you're looking for a toxic response back from somebody. Stop antagonizing people at the end of the day because you don't have good intentions. Stop blaming people because of your upbringing. Because of the fact that, oh, I was brought up this way, that's why I disrespect my neighbor. Oh, I was brought up this way, I don't have common sense. I was brought up this way, but you know how to pop your in front of somebody, or you know how to do grown adult things, but you mean to tell me you don't have common sense to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor? It's the mindset for me, the one-sided mindset for me. You know how to do all these other adult activities, but you mean to tell me that you don't know how to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor? And then try to play victim at the end of the day to cover yourself up? It's the mindset for me. What's the joke within the joke? Because at the end of the day, you are the joke. When you antagonize an innocent person, when you go looking for trouble at the end of the day, be careful of the repercussions behind it at the end of the day. You're only playing in your own face. It's the thought process for me. Hello, what's wrong with you? You're only playing in your own face. You only dealt your own unfair share hand of something called karma, and not in a healthy way. Because it's two different things. It's good karma and it's bad karma. And you dealt your own self an unfair share hand of unhealthy karma. You did it to yourself. How you playing in your own face? And then when judgment day comes at the end of the day, you're reevaluating your thought process, saying to yourself is, oh wow, I did that. I remember that day. I played in the wrong person's face. Especially playing with a child of God's face. And I say that respectfully. It's the mindset for me. Stop looking for trouble. Especially when trouble is not calling for you. Leave innocent people alone. It's the mindset for me. Stop playing victim at the end of the day. Especially when you have malicious intentions to bring harm towards an innocent person, or you're looking for a response out of somebody to antagonize their innocence. You ain't want nobody doing that to you, and I say that respectfully. Leave innocent people alone. It's the mindset for me. You know, when you come out your comfort zone to respect your neighbor, you know, sometimes we don't have to like our neighbor, but we can respect our neighbor. But to respect your neighbor, you can stay in your own lane. You ain't got to be in the same lane as your neighbor to respect your neighbor at the end of the day. You can respect your neighbor by a distance. We can exchange words with respect. The confrontation was not part of God's plan. Going back for toxic words within toxic words was never part of God's plan. Having disputes within disputes because you can't respect yourself to respect your neighbor. Your neighbor said, I don't like the way your sire shoots today. Y'all going back and forth with words. Now y'all fist fighting each other over childish behavior. It's the mindset for me. How you get in the mix of going back and forth with your neighbor, acting your shoe size, not your body weight size. It's the mindset for me. Because you're overthinking your thought process, thought it was the norm to go against your neighbor when that was never part of God's plan. God's plan was for you to respect your neighbor, to respect yourself, to elevate so it can mean something. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to understand and respect each other and not to go against one another, but to understand an assignment. I may not have to like my neighbor the way my neighbor ties they shoot today, but I can respect my neighbor and stay in my lane. I don't got to go back and forth with my neighbor with words because my neighbor's miserable within their thought process today. You know, it's all right, neighbor. I hope you have better days ahead, but I can't deal with you. But I'm going to continue to stay in my lane. I ain't got to go back and forth with you or prove a point at the end of the day that you want anything, because on God's timing, you going to forever elevate. It's a difference. Know the difference. Never allow someone to stop your growth because of misunderstanding of a conversation, or of your thought process, allowing them to project a negative energy on your mindset so you can actually go back and forth with words with someone that's not bringing value to your life. They're only taking from you. Your energy is very important. It's the mindset for me that you're trying to elevate, but never allow someone to sidetrack you or distract you from becoming your best self vision of yourself. It's the mindset for me. You know, when God allowed us to understand the assignment of self-awareness, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-healing, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, and healthy boundaries, these tools that God installed within us so we could become our best self vision of ourselves. You know, when God was patient with your process, you could show up for yourself today because God chose you to see another day. When they don't understand how you're still elevating, becoming your best self vision of yourself, regardless if you overcame the pain and trauma, and they don't understand how you don't deal with depression or more PTSD, or that spell work they try to project on your mindset, or that brainwashing mindset that they had on your thought process, or that mindset as to, I don't want you to show up for your day. I want you to be discouraged. I want you to live in fear. I don't want you to become your best self vision because I don't want you to elevate faster than me. When they don't understand that the trauma that you endured as a child, being sexually assaulted, dealing with domestic violence, dealing with violence, you put a name to your book, sickness, and going into your adulthood, dealing with domestic violence, unhealthy family, trauma on top of trauma. And when they don't understand how you becoming your best self vision of yourself, it was only God's plan. So you can elevate and become your best self vision of yourself because your steps is already ordered when you least expect it. Because God said, I'm close to certain doors in your life so you can elevate, become your best self vision of yourself when it was God's plan. You walk by faith, not by sight. So as you're walking by faith, understanding the assignment within the summit that God's guiding you to better days ahead. As God removes the blindfold over your face, and God says you're at your destination to better days ahead, continue to elevate, become your best self vision of yourself. Continue to love yourself, to respect yourself. You ain't got to fake gaslight nobody when God's in tune with you. That bond you have with God that nobody can actually break through. It's a bond that's so unbreakable. It's the mindset for me. When you don't got to sit here and fake gaslight nobody because you're generally at peace with yourself, to love yourself, to respect yourself, but your neighbor can't get in tune to be at peace with themselves, so they hate on you. It's the mindset for me. Never hate on your neighbor at the end of the day. Just elevate, become your best self vision of yourself. It don't matter how much money you have in your pockets at the end of the day. You could be that billionaire, millionaire at the end of the day, and they will still hate on you because you have only change in your pocket. It's the mindset for me. Love yourself, to respect yourself was God's plan. Going against your neighbor was never part of God's plan. Stop the violence, stop the hate crime, stop the discrimination, and then having malicious intentions behind it. It's the thought process for me. Respect yourself, to respect your neighbor was part of God's plan. I should appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve each of your respect 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. Protect your energy because not everybody's deserving your time. I should appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Protect your energy because not everybody's deserving your time. Never allow the enemy or hating disguise or personal malicious intentions to psych you out your thought process, on your freedom or your outside your pockets at the end of the day, because you are worthy and you deserve to be treated with respect. God did not install within you for you to give up, live, and feel, be discouraged. God installed patience within you because God chose you for you to see another day for the right reason, so you could be patient with your process to elevate, because God was patient with you and God chose you. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining week. Protection because that raise every time. Love yourself, love yourself. No, you genuine love, respect. Have a good day. I play too much.